Hi, and welcome to Mom Boss Chronicles. We are your host. I am Jen.
I'm Sue.
And we are empowering and inspiring people through meaningful conversations. So make sure to like and subscribe to listen to great content weekly.
Welcome back to Mom Boss Chronicles. We have a guest here with us today. This is Darcy Santora. She is the creator of Darcy's List, which is a really amazing resource that she provides of very cool travel tips, places to go with the kids, different holiday experiences. You have an incredible following on Instagram. I've been following a lot of what you post all the time. I have yet to do anything because life is crazy, but I appreciate that you are taking the time and doing this with your family and providing the core memories with them and then giving it all a resource to us to share and everything to follow along. And I was just curious, like, what inspired you to start this and how did you get started on, creating this resource for everybody?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. I'm so happy to be here. And really, I just wanted to inspire others. So my story basically started as a NICU mom. I was in the NICU with my son, who's now 2.5 and doing really awesome, but he was born early, unfortunately, and we were stuck in the hospital together. And we were in it together and we had to, push through a long period of time. And we were both struggling with our own issues. So my doctor repeatedly, would come in every day and check in on me. And one day, it was probably day 7 or something, she said, you need to start a list. Get a piece of paper, sit down. You're stuck here for a while. Start writing down goals for you and your baby and your other 2 children that are home that I still hadn't seen in so long. So I said, okay, I'm going to write down, we're going to go to the farm one day. We're going to go to, Six Flags or something. We're going to start going to these places, the library, maybe not even Six Flags yet, but it was like early on, it was just those simple places, the park. And I created this list. It was kind of a way to, keep myself motivated and to stay looking forward and staying positive. It was such a terrifying experience at the time, but looking back, it's, you had to do something. You had to pass the time and I had to have a plan in place. So that's what I did. I just started to write a list and I created an Instagram account after realizing I kind of had nothing to do for so long. And I just, wanted to inspire others. And when we got out, the first trip really was the park. It was going outside, going out our front door, just trying to slowly introduce the baby to new places. And, we knew it was going to be a long road ahead. So we had very small goals. And then it became like, okay, I'm going to share this with other people. Maybe I can inspire other moms because I know how I felt. And I felt very scared and nervous, especially, having this NICU baby, which you don't know, are they going to be okay? Are they going to get sick? It was May, but we had the whole summer ahead of us.
Yeah.
And people are indoors a lot. So we just needed places to go and things to do and a goal list. And that's exactly what we did. And it just took off. I was not expecting what happened and transpired over the last 2.5 years was mind blowing. I started to see like 1,000 followers. Like, oh my gosh, I have 1,000.
You're like, wow, people are
like you weren't even intending to do that. It was just organically happening because you're providing like positive content,
Yes. And then it just spiraled from there. And I started getting messages like, hey, where can I go for Easter pictures? Where can I go for, we're looking at Christmas places in a couple of months. And I just started sending people my lists that I had.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, people like lists. Just like I do. And although we can't check all of them off, it's nice to have a goal in mind and to have a plan ahead. And my husband's always like, oh, we could talk about that another day. I'm like, no, I need a plan now.
Yes.
For what we're doing the week after and next month. And I know moms are the same way. We're so busy. We have such a huge mental load daily, weekly, monthly.
Yep.
We need to write down what our plan is. And I like knowing that there are so many different places to go. And I like organizing it by free places that are, dog friendly, places that are nearby, maybe places that are best for toddlers. And I wasn't the only one that wanted those lists. So that's where it really just took off. And I'm just so thankful to be here. And now there's like brand deals, my inbox is full, and it turned into a career for me. And that was I was truly not expecting. I didn't know anybody made money on Instagram. That was like bizarre to me. I was like, wait, really? You can make money? Like, this is awesome.
So the goal wasn't to be an influencer, right? Like, influencer wasn't on your mind, but ultimately you are an influencer now.
Yes. And the first time someone said that to me, I'm like, oh, I'm not I'm not an influencer. I just post lists and I share things with other people. And they're like, yeah, you're an influencer. I'm like, oh, all right.
Like, I guess I am, right?
That's what it is.
Yeah. So I love what you were saying about your doctor giving you the task to create the list. What a smart, cool little thing to tell you to do to give you hope and inspiration to look forward to when you get out of the hospital.
Yes.
And how old were your kids at the time when you had?
So my kids now are 6, 4, and 2,
They're
Oh,
and
you
about two
little.
got
and a half.
littles.
Yeah, they're little. So
Uh-huh.
at the time, it was 2.5 years ago. So I guess my daughter was, you could do the math, but
Yep.
my little guy was only one and a half. I guess he
Aw.
was one and a
Yeah.
half. So yeah, and then my middle guy, I should say, and then my oldest she was about 4. So it was scary. They were like in preschool, and my family all rallied together, but it was really awesome. And my husband was going back and forth, but it was hard. I was at the hospital and I'm separated from the babies, so we were like
Yeah.
in our own unit, and he was in his own unit on 2 floors above me. So
Oh,
it was like a scary time to just sit there and have absolutely nothing to
I'm
do as
sure.
well.
Yeah, absolutely. And
So,
and you're not seeing your kids, and I'm sure it was
yes,
isolating,
yes,
as well. So, I mean, kudos to that doctor for probably didn't even realize that suggesting that was going to spark
Uh-huh.
yes,
such a beautiful thing. So,
yes.
do you have like some specific places that you've been going to lately that you like really enjoy the most for with the kiddos, especially like for your age children?
Yes. So, I mean, we go a lot of places. We certainly do. And as you could clearly see, we're always different places. We actually just hit Ann Ellen Christmas Tree Farm this last weekend. It was so beautiful and so fun. And I definitely recommend, there's so many great Christmas places, but that was something really special. They've done some great things there. So kudos to them. They've just been growing so fast. Another great one is Carm's Farm right in Colts
Mhm.
Neck. That one's so awesome. They're setting up a lot of Christmas things there. We're also about to work with A. Casula Farms, and they're on 34 in Homedale, and they're about to set up a whole Christmas display as well. We're about to head to Winter Wonder Lights in East Brunswick. We're about to do PNC, Magic of Light, drive
Wow.
through. We'll be doing Sesame Place, Hershey's.
How
So
fun
there's
for
a
your
lot
kids.
of
Like, that's amazing. Your kids get
Do you
to
want to
experience
adopt
all.
me?
I know, right? Like, that is so amazing.
So there's a lot of places on our list up to come. We also have a Disney trip as well, and we have a lot of hosted places coming that I can't talk about yet, but they're
Yeah.
coming. But there's a lot of really amazing brands that have reached out to us, and I just feel so blessed and so thankful and grateful for this journey. It's just been really mind blowing. I don't really have any other way of explaining it, but
Like
Yeah.
organic, right? In a way, like it just
yeah,
organically grew.
organically grew. And it's funny because every day my husband goes, he's like, this is like every day. I'm like, I know. Every day I open my email and I have this like glowing email. It's like, hi, would you like to? I'm like, wow, I just cannot. Every day, I cannot believe it's happening,
Yeah.
And I just keep pushing and pushing, and it's hard though. There's a lot of challenges involved, of
Sure.
course, but
You have 3
you know,
kids, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and trying to
kids.
get it all in.
That's a full time job in itself, of course.
Yeah.
What would, out of curiosity, like what are some of the challenges? I mean, obviously, like you started this organically to share your experiences with others, but it is turning into a business, right? So,
Yes.
from as a business mom, what are some of the challenges that you are facing from your end?
Of course. So I think it's time management and also
Yeah.
just balancing everything, like the sick children. It's like today all weekend they got me sick, and now I have
Yeah.
the laryngitis thing going on. I'm losing my voice. I woke up with no voice. So I think it's that constant balance of the 3 kids that are
Yeah.
they're at different places at different times. And I just started with a babysitter, which is so awesome. And thank you, Katie. You're awesome. We love you. So we just started with her, and that's the first time I ever accepted help. We have
Wow.
an amazing mother-in-law and an amazing mother, and they try their best to be here as much as they can. But they have other grandchildren and other things going on in their lives, so they're not required by any means to be here all the time. So this is the first time I really started to accept help, and I think that's been the biggest challenge for me, was not trying to do everything on
Yeah.
my own, because it's impossible, as we all know, as
Like as
busy
women, that's
moms.
just like our thing, Like we can do
Yes.
it all. And yes, we
Yes.
can, but like it's okay to delegate too.
But then who
Yes.
suffers when we do it all? We do.
Yes, exactly. And then I feel like the kids do too, because I'm like, I'm over here, I'm stressed out. I'm
Mhm.
trying to meet these deadlines, and I feel like I need to focus on them when it's time to focus with them. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, the other challenge I had for quite some time, which was ultimately where I drew the line, I was staying up until like 1, 2,
Oh,
3
wow.
in the morning
Yeah.
just to finish the emails, catching up on these things, doing
Yeah.
all my editing, and I now have an assistant, which is awesome. I now have a PR management group doing all of my PR and outreach as well. And now I have a third person on board as well. So she's helping me with a whole new project, which is coming soon. But we're so excited. So now I have a team in place. And I
That's
think that was
great.
the hardest thing to do, was to delegate, create a team for my work life, but also create a team at home as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
and make sure we have help at home because, I hired cleaners and I hired a babysitter. So now I don't have to stretch myself so thin. It's still crazy.
Of course.
I'm still folding laundry while like reading emails and, like my baby's crying and, we're trying to turn Cocomelon on TV, which by the way, we just started a partnership with Cocomelon as well. So that was like another huge thing that I could finally announce that, which is super awesome. And we're so excited about that. Our partnership with Cocomelon is just incredible. So we're just really excited.
The doors are opening.
Yes, the doors are opening, but there's plenty more challenges ahead. But really, it's just like balancing it all. And as we're all busy moms, we're doing so much, especially in today's age. We're just doing so much. And even I've pretty much entirely switched to DoorDash, which by the way, we're doing a partnership with DoorDash.
That's cool.
I should say that
something that you use, right? Like, Cocomelon, something that your kids watch and use, and DoorDash, something you use, and how cool. Like,
it's practical partnerships.
Yeah.
Yes, and these partnerships make sense for me as a busy mom, but also as a mom boss, I have to delegate some of these tasks. I have to find, like answers to my problems. And that has been a big answer to my prayers.
What do you do? What do you like? So you have DoorDash, like are you having groceries delivered? Like, what are you using DoorDash for?
So we love Aldi. We love saving money, and the Aldi prices are so good on DoorDash.
I didn't even realize you could DoorDash Aldi. Are you serious?
DoorDash Aldi, yes.
Oh my God, game changer.
Yes, it comes right to the door.
That's amazing. That is
so
awesome.
I just open the door and I ring it in, and we're good to go. So for
because that's going to save you like a good 2 hours at least a day, right? Like, I mean,
I know it's really great to outsource, one of and that is not a problem to grocery shop. I just don't genuinely enjoy it because I feel like I could be making money during that time, or I could be doing things that I enjoy doing and just spending time with my kids and maybe not lugging them out of the car seat. Come on, put your seatbelt on.
Listen, it is never easy to bring your kids food shopping. It's honestly so detrimental because I want this and I want this and I want that. And it's like, there goes another $100 on crap.
I'm not the only one. Yes, exactly. It is so true. And that's a daily challenge that we all face, but it's like with DoorDash, I feel like I could just outsource it and the groceries show up. I'm not spending a whole lot more. It's just, it feels right to me. It works for me right now. It may not be right for everybody, but it works for us right now, which is nice.
Oh, totally. I mean, listen, I think that I order from Wegmans, and I think it saves money in the end because I am a sucker for packaging, and I'll see something like, oh, that looks really pretty. Do I need it? No. Do I always go food shopping hungry? Yes. And so I love to hear that. I didn't know Aldi does the DoorDash thing, so that's amazing. And that'll be great
shame. Nobody should feel ashamed. And I know other generations, like they look at our generation, they're like, oh, you guys are so lazy. You don't even go to the grocery store. And it's like, but this is like solving such a big issue. Like I don't have to, like you say, you're not spending more money. You're not, it's even just like safety issues too. You're in the car seat. You've got 3 kids. You're buckling this one and your head's down, and you hear all these terrible stories. And I just, it makes me feel safer knowing that I'm not like lugging my kids from store to store, in and out of car seats, traffic, everything like that. So it makes sense for us right now.
It's spending time in a better way, a more productive way. Like you said, either you're making money or we're spending time with our children and
or experiences, the cool experiences that you get to do.
Yes, we have a lot more time for that. And that's what really our big focus is. It's just spending time as a family and just focusing on enjoying life. And life is short, right? And our kids are only young for such a short period of time. And I really want to grasp that and make all those memories. And I feel like we're so fortunate that our generation who's raising children, we're one of the first generations that gets to take a gazillion pictures and a gazillion videos of our
and
kids.
Document it.
And ironically, I get to document it, and it's always going to be on the internet, I guess, right? Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But it's like the way I'm documenting my family's journey it's really amazing. I get to go back in a lot of these pictures. I'm like, I can't believe how fast those last 2 years went.
Yes.
The things that we did pops up from a few years ago. And I love that. And what it's funny when we look back at our childhood, it's like my parents had a book and I had like 20 pictures of my childhood. And that's it. But here we are in a different generation, and now we get to document the whole thing.
Digital photo album,
it's really amazing. Yes.
And I agree. I feel like we were the first generation to like pause and enjoy life.
Yes.
I feel like before it was kind of like you get to wait to enjoy it, or only once a year can you enjoy life. Where now I feel like it's so beautiful. Your Instagram like page and your following get to show that you get to enjoy life every day, every week. by these
Yes.
little trips and little
Yeah, and it's what
experiences.
you make of it, you know,
Like,
and like,
yes, we can
right.
enjoy life right now. We don't have to
Yes.
wait to enjoy
And not
life.
feel bad about it. I mean, this is
Yes.
the whole, like you just said, life days are fleeting. Our children, like the time is flying by, you know, like my
Yeah.
son is 7 and I'm like, to think that I maybe only have like another 10 years, you know, where he's like living at
No.
home, like, ugh. You know, so it's like, let's take all of those
Little
opportunities to
moments.
do all the things, to go to the
Yes.
farms, to take the little day trips, you know, and spend the time with our children and like appreciate that you're forging the path for
Yes,
us in
and
life
showing
and
us.
sharing
'Cause
and
it
not
does-
gatekeeping this information,
Yes,
you
because
know.
it doesn't have to be so complicated. I think sometimes with parenthood, we get overwhelmed planning a weekend activity or doing something because we're like, oh, is it
Absolutely.
far? What does that entail? And the fact that you can document, okay, you only need to spend a couple hours or an afternoon at a park or here to have
Yes.
an impactful day is so cool.
Yes, and I think something too to mention as well, it's something else when I was looking at all of these places online and I was creating my own list, I would, look up like where's the best place to go for a park or which one has like a grassy area, which one's stroller friendly, all these different things. The information was not out there 2.5 years ago, or it was really difficult to find. And one of the first things I started doing was making stroller friendly lists because I
That's cool.
realized how many moms would ask me, is it wheelchair friendly? Is it
Yeah.
stroller friendly? Is
Yeah.
it dog friendly? Do they have gluten free options? Like all of these questions made me go, wow, a light went off in my head. Like nobody knows these answers.
Yeah.
And it's not out there. So maybe I could start including some of that information. And it made me feel like if I could answer a lot of these questions, then people, before somebody decides to go there, then maybe they will go those places. And now they have created their own list because they know that Sesame Place is wheelchair friendly and stroller friendly, and this place has different things. They have stairs at Turtleback Zoo, and maybe you should plan for bringing extra water because it gets really hot in the summer and there's not a whole lot of shade in certain areas. And then it just kind of like, wow, light went off in my head. Like all of us, we all have the same struggles. We all have the same questions and we all need the same information. So why not share it to everybody? And you've seen like a lot of people will comment and they'll ask me these questions. And then from there forward, I'll try to start including that information in my future reels, which I found was made me different than other influencers. It's like they may just show a place. Oh, it's so great. It's so much fun. But what about the information? Or people
Details.
ask questions, and they don't answer the questions. And I try genuinely to answer every question. I get a gazillion DMs, and I'm always trying to give all the possible information, but not just all information, but to inspire others too. Because something I do when I go to like think about, okay, let's go to this place or this park or where are we going to park? What does it look like?
What does
like,
parking look like? I know that's a big
what does the
deal,
entrance look
especially
like?
with 3 kids. If you have multiples or
Yep.
one or they're
like,
ages,
or you're a first time mom.
Yes,
I mean, think
it's
about
like-
the anxiety of just being a first time mom, and like.
But if
right.
you're
A lot of
able
first
to
time-
give them that info, that's half the battle. Because then, like, okay, when I
Yes.
get there, I know I should go to this garage and then take.
Yes. Right. And I noticed myself, I was often looking at like Google Maps or Apple Maps, and I was like zooming in to see the topography of the zoo because I heard something, but like to actually see a real video and be like, wow, look at, okay, there's Darcy, she's standing there and then she's doing this and then she took the kids on that ride and she did this and did that. Now it's like they can picture themselves doing it. And now they're like, oh, I can take my toddler to someplace like that because it is toddler friendly. And that was like my big fear with like theme parks and Disney and everything. And I was always like, well, I don't know what are we going to do when we get there? And my husband always had like a million questions. Like, well, where are we going to park? What are we going to do? Like, what kind of snacks do they have? And I'm like, wait, let's figure this out and share it with others because I really think it's going to inspire others, but help others get there and make those decisions.
I think that's the crux of what you're providing help. You're providing information, and that's
Useful,
a beautiful thing. And that's why your account is growing organically the way that it is because it's coming from a place of love and helpfulness.
And you're highlighting local places too that I think people would overlook. It's hard to like admire all the beautiful little farms and parks that we have in our area.
Yeah, I mean, like we live in such a gorgeous area of New Jersey.
No, we really do.
Yep.
But it gets overwhelming. So if somebody else can highlight the good of it or the cool little features, then it helps that business, those locals, and it helps everyone. It helps
really
our community.
Yeah, it was funny. One of my videos that went viral early on was Monmouth Museum. And we were just
Monmouth
there.
Museum.
We love it. Yeah. So we just kind of like we were there for a birthday party. I took a couple videos, and that later that night, I patched together a nice little reel, whatever. And I didn't even tell them about it. I just like randomly posted it, and I was like, it was just a nice way of showing like what does it look like inside, like what do the slides look like. And I received so many, like I mean, hundreds of messages saying thank you for sharing the interior of Monmouth Museum, because I've never been there and I've never seen the inside. I've seen the outside. I've driven by, whatever.
Yeah.
And we hit over 1 million views in the first week.
Oh my God.
And I was just blown away. I'm like, this went totally viral because it was helping others and I solved a problem. And I think to be successful on Instagram, you have to kind of find your niche, but you have to solve a problem.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yes.
that's when really things took off for me. And I was just like, wow, we are doing something here. Like, this is pretty cool. And just from there, I was just so excited about every post from there. I think about that original post. Why did that go viral? Because we solved the problem. We got to show the interior of Monmouth Museum, and it was awesome.
Yeah. What was your first post? Was it like when you first started your page? Do you remember? Or was
You know what? That's a great question. I really have no idea. I really have to go back and look.
But yes. And would you say you like to highlight places from all over, like not just our county, but like all over New Jersey and the tri-state?
Yes. We've worked with many different brands all over and different places all over. We've have like Museum of Illusions in Manhattan and New York City. We did a really big partnership with them, which we were so proud of. We also did one in Montana this summer, a really awesome dude ranch, very like a high-end luxury.
Cool.
Yeah, they hosted us for the week. It's called Alpine Falls Ranch, and it is spectacular. They treated us like gold. They were so wonderful. Our kids, all ages, rode horses every day.
Oh my gosh.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner delivered to our door. Incredible experience. They just were so wonderful to us. I really want to shout out to them, because if you're looking for an all-inclusive family vacation in the United States, that includes everything: horseback riding, fishing, literally everything, hiking. They give you like a Kubota to go up the mountains.
I know, right? This sounds magical.
It was so magical. They took us river rafting, like incredible experience.
And that's such a different landscape than what we're used to here, right?
Beach,
like being in,
incredible.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. My husband's like, second or third day, he's like, this is by far the best experience of my life. And I was so happy. And my kids were just like huge smiles all day, every day. Zero meltdowns.
And that's not something I would ever think about, I feel like.
No. Montana? You said Montana, right?
Montana, yeah. Alpine Falls Ranch in Montana. And that's in the U.S., all inclusive.
And if I think of Montana, I think I have to do this when my kids are older. Like, I think that I have to wait until they can hike. But the fact that you got to go with small kids and enjoy this landscape is so cool. You don't have to wait for life to enjoy.
Yes, we got to feed like mini cows. Yeah, we fed like all the little animals. We got to meet these cute little like orangey colored cows that were so beautiful. All the animals were just wonderful. The horses were so legit. They were like legit farm, ranch horses that were really calm, and they just like knew their job, and they took care of the kids, and they would pony the kids. So the kids would be like on a horse, and they would, walk, my kids, so they weren't like by themselves. Or
Right. Yeah, they weren't galloping.
Required helmets, required boots. Like they were legit. They ran a serious operation, and we were like the only people there. It was amazing.
That is so cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, thank you for forging the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any brands that have reached out and you don't have to like mention the name, but like that you're like, no, I don't want to work with you. I'm good.
Oh gosh, probably like at least 10 a day.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we have a full email inbox. It has to make sense for us, And there's definitely a lot of clothing brands that come from like overseas, maybe, or like they don't maybe look like our style, or maybe like it's not really for kids, or maybe it's just like a brand that's only for adults or something. I really try to stay family focused, or focus on what moms are interested in, what kids are interested in. I don't stray too far outside of that area, because I've learned what my audience wants to see, and they want to learn about specific things, and I'm not going to share a brand that, one, I don't agree with, or two, that just doesn't make sense for my audience.
Yeah.
That align. Yes.
No, that's great. I mean, you got to focus on what your ethos is and the philosophy of your business.
Yes. Definitely.
Oh, that's so amazing. And then I guess my other question too, because other influencers we've chatted with before, and this saddens me about the world that we live in, especially with social media and people hiding behind a phone or a computer or whatever. Have you received like negative responses from people, and kind of how, if you have, like, how have you handled that? How do you handle that as a person? Do you take it personal, or do you just like, this is business?
Yeah. You know what? It's funny. No, I have to be honest. Like, I really haven't had any bad
Good.
experience at
Great.
all. Like there's occasional like weird comments.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's like, and then I wonder maybe it's the comment for like some other post or something.
Yeah.
Like, I take nothing personal. I
Good.
understand like this is the world you're in. We've received any negative experience ever. I don't know
Okay.
why, but we just haven't. We've
Good.
been
I hope
really
it stays that way.
lucky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's because we're really family focused,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm just a mom with kids. Like I'm not looking to do anything crazy. I'm not looking to be a superstar by any means or anything. And we're not like only showcasing our children. It's really I try to focus on me, and I try to really keep my kids like out of the focus. It's like I'm
Yep.
still family, and we're still family focused.
Yep.
But I try to keep the focus on myself, so it's not so much like
Through
it's all
your
about the kids.
perspective, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
your
So
perspective as a mom.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I think a lot of the issues that other influencers face, they see comments about like their children, and obviously you're going to take that personal. So I try
Yeah.
to keep the kids out of it as much as I can, or maybe they like take personal digs at that person, and I just try to keep everything as neutral as possible. I don't get into politics. I
No.
don't do
Yeah.
anything like that. I really
Yes.
don't.
Yes.
That's the other thing I've seen some influencers do. They'll take a partnership with, take a political stance, and I just don't believe in it because I think I'm here to serve all. I'm here to
Yes.
serve everybody. And moms, we come in all shapes and sizes, and we come in
Mhm.
all different beliefs, and I completely respect that. And I'm here to just share with everybody, and
The
try
joys
to
of
make
life. Yes.
try to make Monmouth County, New Jersey, and the greater world a better place. That's all that I'm
Yeah.
here for.
100%.
Good content. Like good.
Yes.
Yes.
Wholesome
Yeah.
Hundred
content.
percent wholesome, positive. That's definitely my vibe for
Right.
sure.
Because at the end of the day, it's like it's for the kids,
Yes.
it's for family, it's for the children, it's to elevate everyone's experience.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
I
that's
agree.
beautiful. That's
What
amazing.
was your experience or before like kids? Did you come from a world of marketing or
Yeah, that's a
travel?
good question. So I was previously in sales, and
Okay.
I actually did get my MBA in social media marketing when I
Wow.
was which kind of just worked out perfectly, but this really wasn't my plan.
Yeah.
I was in pharmaceutical sales, which I absolutely loved, and I ended up getting specialized in cardiovascular sales, and I was loving life, and it was so awesome, but I was like I kind of wanted this to go like a different route, but I didn't really know what. And that had been a new opportunity that had come up. But it was funny, back in high school, my senior year, we had like a senior project, and they're like, okay, you have to do something for your senior project to graduate. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I got one of the highest scores, and I had created a website. And this website was about like horses. I ride horses, and I was going to create this farm, and it was going to be this big experience for families. And I was like, awesome, cool. That's what I shared. And it did really well, and I got a really good score. And then after that, I always said, I'm gonna start like filming myself one day, and it's gonna be Darcy's Wild Life. Now, I don't know why I said that, but I would like go to high school parties and be like, I'm gonna be Darcy's Wild Life, and I pictured myself traveling to Australia, to New Zealand, like all over the world, as like a young single woman going to waterfalls and fishing and doing all these fun activities.
And documenting that. Yeah.
And I never did it, but I was like, it was like kind of like a cool dream, So I didn't really know where I wanted to go when I was in college. And anyways, I ended up in sales, and then this show came out called Darcy's Wild Life, and it was weird. I was like, well, that's funny.
Really?
It was like 2007 or something, and I was
Wow.
like, that's strange. Like, and it kind of stuck with me. So then fast forward, I was in pharmaceutical sales, and I got my MBA, and they had a social media marketing, and social media was coming up. It was up and coming at that time. Instagram started to get really popular. And I'm like, maybe that's the route, But whatever, fast forward, I started having kids. I left my job, and I was home with just the kids for like a couple years.
Mom
And then
mode. Yeah.
the wheels started turning.
Yeah.
I started making that list, and then I started really started to rapidly grow. And I was like, wait, remember? Oh my gosh. I started to talk to my friends. I'm like, remember that stupid idea I had? I was going to have Darcy's Wild Life, and I was going to travel the world, and like, I was going to go like wrestle alligators or something. And they're like, yeah, that was so stupid. And I'm like, no, I think I'm going to do it.
You manifested
They're like,
it.
awesome.
Yes.
So, and then here I am, it's like I'm not in Australia wrestling alligators.
It's
but
okay.
like,
You're wrestling three toddlers, three children. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and then I feel like it started to come together for me. I started to see I'm doing a little more traveling here and there with the kids, and trying to showcase that like travel's not impossible with kids.
No.
It's tough. It's very challenging. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it is impossible some days, but it's not entirely impossible. We can do it, if we have a plan in place. And
Yeah.
if you know where you're going to go, and if you're able to check out that place before you get there, I think your odds of getting there and everything going smoothly are much greater.
And the anxiety is
100%.
lower. Yes.
Yes, for sure.
I think that's so cool. I feel like you manifested it. Like it's amazing how your vision for the future didn't exactly come the way you thought, but you were able to adapt it and still have that
Yes.
experience in Darcy's list.
Yes.
It's so crazy. So cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a straight all of a sudden it just kind of like went off in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, remember that stupid like idea I had in high school?
You're
My
living
friends
it.
were like, yeah, whatever happened to that? And I'm like, well, looks like I'm doing it.
Yeah, like I'm doing it. That's how I think
Yeah.
that's how it happens, right? It just hits you like a ton of
Yes.
bricks, and you're like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
here we go, let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely. You can definitely
and you
connect the
take a
dots like
chance.
looking back, but you can't really connect the dots looking forward. So
No.
it's interesting.
Yeah, and you took a chance on yourself,
So
which is
true.
beautiful, and that's a great lesson for your children to know too. You know,
Thank you. I
because
appreciate that.
even if it didn't work out in this way, whatever, you're taking the chance on yourself. You're investing in yourself at
Yes.
the end of the day, and that's a beautiful thing to do.
And
I agree.
And I feel like anything that comes organically with good intentions, like it does catch on, and people do read authenticity even online and social media. So you
Yes.
putting out like a true a perspective of what your experiences are, people resonate with that.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, and I really do try to show, my feelings too. Like sometimes, yeah, things are crazy. I've definitely done a few reels, but like my most recent post this weekend was where like my husband's like, oh, hey babe, can you take a picture of me? And he's like, yeah, sure. And it's like every picture was like, like me grabbing
Not
the kids
working.
off and stuff. Hey, get down over
Yeah.
there. And like I was like, but this is life, like this is what happens.
There's
We
no picture
all-
perfect pose. Yeah.
Exactly. Like we all have struggled with these things. These are all challenges that we all have. And I just want everybody to know that just because I go all these different places and do all these, crazy things, it doesn't mean you have to do all of them too. Like
Yeah.
let me be the guinea pig. I'll go figure it
I
out.
love that. Yeah. Let me
I'll share
experience
with
this
you.
for us.
Yeah, I'll share with you my experience. But I know sometimes people are like, wow, you guys go do so many things. I wish I could do that. But it's ironic that on like Tuesdays afternoons, I'm like, gosh, I'm not doing anything. I'm so bored. Like,
Yeah.
oh, my kids are like, we never do anything.
Oh, you want to be like, what?
I know. And trust me, it's like my husband every like Friday, he's like, what are we doing this weekend? And if I say nothing, he's like, oh, thank gosh.
Yeah,
I'm so
sure,
happy
yeah.
nothing. So don't worry. It's not like, I don't want everyone to ever think that like my life's perfect by any means. Like, it's not like this is just like, oh, we're always gallivanting all over every day. It's not
Right.
like that. So it's
Yeah.
like, we try our best and we document a lot, but it's not the full picture.
You're a normal family, just like the rest of us, right? Like with
Absolutely.
all the trials and tribulations,
ups
and then
and
the
downs.
beauty and of it all too.
Agreed.
Oh man, I love it. Thank you so much for coming on today, and we'll be sure to link
So
all of
your
your
Instagram,
accounts.
it's Darcy's list, right?
Yes. Our Instagram is Darcy's List. We're also on TikTok as well, Darcy's List, and we're on Facebook as well. We're a little bit new on Facebook and TikTok. I haven't put a whole lot of effort into it, so I'm hoping to get some more followers. So if you check us out those places, that'd be great. We definitely cross post everywhere.
I was going to say, is it
and soon
similar
enough-
content or?
Yes, it's all pretty much the same content. We just develop it like in the TikTok app, so it might be like slightly different, but pretty much all exactly
And
the
you
same.
document where you go, so people are curious. Like
Yes.
you're showing the cool spots and all the little behind the scenes stuff, which is so cool.
Yes, we try to share everything, all the goods, and sometimes the bad, but it's all like honest information.
And you're going to Disney?
Yeah, we're going to Disney in February, so
Oh,
you'll
good
see us
luck.
posting about that soon enough.
That's awesome. Are you excited?
We're so excited. We try to go every year,
Yeah.
which is fun for our kids. But we do something a little different every year. We try to change up the parks and everything. We're definitely not experts by any means, but I feel like every year we learn something and
Like
we
a
try
new
to
little
share all
secret.
that
Yeah.
information.
Disney's
Yeah.
awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah. Well,
Love it.
enjoy. And I'm looking forward to see more of the cool places you go. And make sure to follow Darcy's List, even wherever you are in the world. It'll be inspiring.
Yes,
It'll make
definitely.
you want to check out your local cool hangout.
Yes,
So.
or come to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Thanks, ladies. Appreciate it so much.
Thank you all so much for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe for more great content.